following video is about fear-mongering on YouTube and other websites and in person at various institutions. 2029, April 13th, Apophis will approach at a little under 20,000 miles, closest approach, to our 8,000 mile across approximate Earth, or at 5 times the Earth's radius. See also the 2008 B612 Foundation that made a 10 megadeath Earth impact energy equivalent 1.2 megaton TNT explosion, or excuse me, 1,200 megaton TNT estimate, for an impact that they said was probably going to happen in 2036, and they were simply wrong. They were using a computer model that biased towards what's the worst case scenario, and people went for it and decided, oh, it must be hitting somewhere in Central America or whatever. Doesn't matter, because they put in numbers to cause it to hit the Earth in some way so they could figure out as an experiment what to do. But they were wrong about the risk, because the risk isn't that high. In the year 2036. 2029 is the closest approach we know of using recent data. This thing is not impossible to detect and track. It is not a mystery. Let's move on. This is our JPL simulation. I want to point out that the fearmongers are using exactly the same data I'm showing you to predict something bad, and just saying that NASA's lying, and then encouraging you to defund NASA. So, this is at April 14th, 1800 hours, UTC. We're going to go stepping forward, or I'll just make it run forward. As you can see, it goes further and further away after a certain point, but it's at 0.01 astronomical unit Earth distance. Now, if you wanted to put that in miles, that'd be one thing or another, but let's pause it for a minute and zoom in, because we can. Let's get this lined up so I can get away with it, and we're going to go to where it met. Let's go here, like this. Now we're going to go backwards and put it as close to the Earth as possible. Might have noticed something funny about this. The thing is, it comes quote-unquote close to the Earth every single year. Excuse me, I hit the wrong button. Okay. Forgive me for I'm an idiot. Now let's move this in a little bit more. Let's see if I can get that into a clear view of it. Yeah, it's going to be difficult. Let's zoom in as much as possible. Now when we do this scale, and this is important, we can see that there's this other object that's much closer to the Earth, and therefore should be treated as a bigger threat. That being the Earth, being in the direct proximity of the Moon. Now we're going to step forward 1 hour at a time and see if it can chase us down. The crossing point, or Nibiru, was right here. See, that's our crossing point where Apophis is. It comes close to our orbit. It doesn't necessarily come close to the Earth. Yes, it comes close enough that it's, you know, something we should keep an eye on, but again, we're not getting that. So yeah, it's kind of like that. Now, what good is all of this, and why are people bringing this up? There isn't any good for it at all. It's literally a non-issue. Again, here's the Earth, here's Apophis, and even when I rack the slide backwards and forwards, they're quote-unquote close to each other, but they're only close to the orbit. Each orbit crosses there very closely. The Earth is way over here, and here's Apophis. And again, that's on the 14th of April at 9 UTC or whatever. And here's the Moon. It's much, much further away than you might imagine. Again, when you look up the numbers, well, it comes close to our orbit, but does it come close to the Earth itself? We're looking at 9.56 to the negative 3. Let's go ahead 1 hour till it's right over the crossing point with our orbit. Remember, here's the Earth and there's the Moon, and here's Apophis. And there it is, 9.73 negative. So it's really, really close, but it's close to the orbit, not close to the Earth itself. Period. It just isn't that big of a deal. Look at Earth. Now we zoom in on Earth. Let's track Earth. Let's look at this. Now we can do something really janky. Boink, 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 boink. Those are the crossing points right there. Bam! That crossing point happens at 1 UTC on the 14th. All right? Now we go forward in time. Excuse me, one more. It says 17 UTC, and it's here. Again, we are not seeing this thing hitting the Earth. We're seeing it hitting our orbital path, which is, you know, upsetting, I guess, but it's not hitting us. Now, if it had a trail of rocks behind it, oh, wait a minute. No, we pass ahead of it. We're ahead of it in the orbit. If we were behind it in the orbit, we would get chunks if there were any, but it doesn't show a cloud of debris around it. So, yeah, that's really all there is to it. We are not dealing with a high likelihood of an impact at all. We're dealing with the Earth orbit being passed by it. And again, no one seems to just put this on the screen and show you. It's literally, how many moon distances is this? It's 2 lunar orbits away from us. 4 lunar distances. So the Earth distance, yeah, it looks really tiny. You have to use scientific notation, which I think is stupid in this case. And it's at a distance, it's way too close. But again, the crossing point, you have to consider time. Anyway, that's about it. Thanks for watching. Have a good day. Good luck with that. And no, you're not in any danger, and you never were. And yes, a prediction from years and years ago that turned out to be wrong was wrong. Bye.